is a good question.
Yeah.
If it's a long ordeal, I mean, didn't the feds just basically say that they're not going to harass any of the states that have medical marijuana? So
Right.
if Oklahoma gets medical marijuana finally legalized, I mean, what does that do to the lawsuit if it goes on that long?
Not sure.
Is he going to sue Oklahoma?
I almost wonder if he didn't join the lawsuit because he wanted to lose. I've
actually heard people mention that.
I have too, and I don't think so. I think that would be the ironic thing, but I really don't think he's really on our side on this one. Yeah, I would love it to go that way, and I hope it does. That would be fun.
Well, I mean, based on everything I've read, this is a nuisance lawsuit. It's not even worthy of consideration on multiple levels, but we are talking about American courtrooms, and where nothing can be taken for granted.
Yeah.
But you guys, there's a theme here with this, the hoodie thing, and with this. It's almost like these politicians are filing like frivolous lawsuits, except they're filing frivolous bills and lawsuits. Like they're just the way I describe it is like they're just, you throw spaghetti on the wall, you see what sticks. It's like they've got a big pot of boiling crazy, and they just throw it on the wall to see if anything's going to stick. And
apparently they don't have anything better to do with their time.
Really? And there's the other one. What about that texting bill?
Right.
And there's all kinds of crazy things. They don't need to write. We don't need to have, just because they're in session doesn't mean they need to write bills. There's no need for that. Why do we need more? Do they think that just because they're in session, they've got to come up with some bills? That they think that.
I would say they spend their time repealing bad laws. Instead of making new bad laws, there's so many other bad laws they could repeal that, I mean, just to the point where I get frustrated because, I mean, I think if someone could probably win a campaign if they just ran with the slogan of, "Vote for me, I will stand against the crazy," because this is insane what some of these bills are.
Mm-hmm.
It is.
The repeal committee is my favorite committee. They need to meet year-round. These other legislators, these other committees, what is the purpose of any more law, any more regulations on people or whatever? I mean, is there even a need to have a legislature meet? I know it's not all year, but still, what do they need to be doing?
Do we really need
them? Randy Grau, that some people like, some people hate, but I got to give him some kudos. A couple of years ago, he tried to get the blasphemy law repealed because it was against the law in Oklahoma to commit blasphemy. And he said, "Hey,
define blasphemy. What is that?"
It is a religious reference of one's orientation towards God. It's an antiquated law that's not enforceable, and he wanted to have it repealed. And it failed. They wouldn't repeal it.
Oh my goodness.
You can say God.
Oh my God.
It is frustrating because there's somebody there going, well, if we vote for that, they'll think that we're against God. How about the idea that you're against the government deciding what's blasphemy? How about that? How about you let the church determine what's blasphemy, right? You get kicked out of your church, but you don't get thrown in the jail cell because you committed blasphemy. And as a practical matter, the law can't be enforced anyway. So, but they wouldn't even repeal that.
What are the repercussions of breaking that law according to the law?
Well, I mean, there are none at this point because they can't really arrest you for it. But I think it just goes back, though, to this idea that can states really be trusted?
It's not
I know there's
state, Craig.
Well, no, you're right. You're right. It's not just the state, but if we're going to rank the order of control here between the state and the feds, you take Oklahoma, for goodness sake, they put it in their state constitution about blasphemy. This would seem utter insanity to me, particularly in light of the U.S. Constitution, which specifies that there are no religious tests. And it's pretty clear about that.
I don't think there's a level of government that, when given the opportunity, won't violate our rights. Whether it's your neighborhood, your homeowners association will violate your rights, and the federal government will, and the United Nations will, and every level in between. It's just a function of being the state, and I mean like the state, as in the government, not Oklahoma. That's what they do. That's what that function is. They're not the free market. They're not an entity that we deal with voluntarily. They are force. They are just, their existence is a violation of our natural rights. So whatever level, they're all the state.
Yeah.
Well, the one thing I would say about the homeowners associations, that at least with the homeowners association, you know the rules when you buy into that neighborhood, and you individually agree to bind yourself to those rules. We don't have that same ability with any of these other laws that are passed. It's just assumed that they were passed, and so they apply to us because 50% plus one supported it.
Yes, same thing can happen in your homeowners association, though. You could have a board that passes all kinds of rules, and you're just stuck. Same thing with your state. Your state could start passing all kinds of funky laws, and you're stuck, or you're on the.
Yeah, I can see that, particularly when one is first set up. I can see how that is. Of course, if you don't like it, I guess you could always sell your house, which is the equivalent of moving, which is the equivalent of what we're talking about.
Hey, guys.
Yeah.
Time flies when you're having fun, but we're actually out of time.
Oh,
well, that was fun.
All right. Well, thanks for coming on the show with us tonight, and hopefully we'll bring you back on for some more lively discussion. Hopefully when some of us are feeling a little better.
I agree.
Okay.
Right.
All right. Well, thanks for having us.
Thanks.
Yeah, you have a good one.
You too.
right.
So, folks, that is the end of Liberty Unfiltered for today. Stick around and listen to Amy on Modern Comments. Next week here on Liberty Unfiltered, we're going to have Jeffrey Tucker, who is the Chief Liberty Officer of Liberty.me. And then in just a few weeks, we're actually going to be talking to a gentleman, and he's going to take us through an adventure of what it would be like to live in a stateless society. So that'll be in a few weeks. I'll keep you up to date on that. Anyway, my name is Steve Long, and you have been listening to Liberty Unfiltered here on Vigilant Liberty Radio. And also shouting out to our folks that are streaming us over on K98 Talk and the Spark Radio Network. Have a good night, folks.
This show is copyright by VLR Media. All opinions of hosts, panelists, and guests are their own and may not reflect the opinion of VLR Media or anyone else.